All right, time for Katz Ranks here. Top 10 Player of the Year candidates. There's a consensus. We haven't seen this in quite some time where there is a clear favorite, and we'll get to that momentarily. So, can any of these other 9 knock him off? We shall see. Let's start at number 10, Sam Hauser from Virginia. Sat out the year, which is critical in Virginia's program. You got to learn how to play for Tony Bennett, especially defensively. Offensively, he had time to work on his game all last season, pre-pandemic. In the summer, worked out with his brother Joey Hauser, who sat out at Michigan State. So I think Sam Hauser comes into Virginia and will have a monstrous season for the Cavaliers. At number 9, Trayce Jackson-Davis. Undervalued, underrated, gets overwhelmed in terms of rankings in the Big Ten, not on the court. Overshadowed, I should say. So he gets overshadowed by other players in the Big Ten, not overwhelmed. Maybe overwhelmed by us because we're not thinking of him. But Trayce Jackson-Davis, I think, is going to have a big jump from freshman to sophomore season, like a lot of their bigs. He's not a traditional big because he can play all over the place, but I think he's going to put up really good numbers for Indiana and lead them to the NCAA tournament. At number 8, Collin Gillespie from Villanova. Really plays well on the defensive side of the court. Great leader, adds experience, not afraid to take the big shot. He's going to be right there for Big East Player of the Year. Who's his top competition? At number 7, Marcus Zagorowski. Coming off a knee injury, would not have played in the Big East tournament or in the NCAA tournament because he just wasn't healthy. We didn't know that then when he missed that St. John's game where they only played a half at the Big East tournament in New York. But now he comes back, leading Creighton to a potential Big East title. He's going to really challenge Gillespie for potentially Big East Player of the Year. And his leadership, his shot making will be huge for the Blue Jays. Number 6, BJ Boston from Kentucky. Once again, another freshman from Kentucky, 6'7". He's going to be used throughout the course of the court. I think you're going to see him scoring in a variety of ways. Big time talent. Look what the Kentucky players are doing in the NBA at the bubble. Not going to anoint him yet for that, but I think we're going to see a star at Kentucky in the name of BJ Boston. At number 5, Remy Martin from Arizona State. Big-time scorer. Will lead the Sun Devils with a chance to potentially win the Pac-12, get to the tournament, maybe make a deep run. Experienced leader, big shot maker, and came back and as an extension of Bobby Hurley to deliver big things for the Sun Devils. At number 4, Jared Butler. This is going to be interesting because in the preseason, I think for sure he will enter the season as the Big 12 preseason player of the year. Possibly get to who may be ahead of him. But he's going to lead Baylor to a potential 1 seed, possibly the top of the Big 12. Defensively, this team's really good. Butler doesn't need to be a big-time scorer, but he will score enough for the Bears offensively and really has meshed well with that coaching staff. So if he doesn't win Big 12 Player of the Year, he may not because of our next player, and that is Cade Cunningham at number 3. Oklahoma State's Cade Cunningham, like Boston 6'7", I mean, he is going to be a prolific scorer, will be one of the toughest players to stop in the Big 12 and nationally, playing for Mike Boynton at Oklahoma State. This is a big-time get. Easily could have gone to the G League developmental team, decided not to, decided to stay with his commitment and play for Oklahoma State. So he's going to put up great numbers. So he's going to be in the conversation to be a potential first-team All-American. At number 2, this is where it's hard for Trayce Jackson-Davis to win Big Ten Player of the Year. Ayo Dosunmu from Illinois. Came back, great two-way player, big shot maker, made so many big shots last season for the Illini. Home, road, didn't matter. Needs to become a better shooter, three-point shooter, I should say, more consistent. But his leadership, his experience, he's got a chance to lead the Illini to their first Final Four since 2005. From Chicago, beloved by Illini Nation, and I think he's a first-team All-American, potentially Big Ten Player of the Year, potential National Player of the Year. So who's number 1? Well, it's Luka Garza from Iowa. So he enters the season as the preseason Big Ten National Player of the Year. won some Player of the Year honors last season. Obi Toppin, obviously from Dayton, won the majority. But Luka Garza has improved as much, not more than any other player we've seen from freshman to sophomore to junior, senior year. We're assuming on the senior year because he's gotten better and better this offseason, even though it was an unprecedented offseason. Better defender, better passer, rebounder, can score in a variety of ways, becoming more of an extrovert. So he's using his voice more. So he's more of a leader. This is Fran McCaffery's best team that he's ever had at Iowa. Luka Garza will go down as one of the greatest Iowa players ever. Will be one of the faces of that program, and they've had a lot of great players come through there. And he's going to have a banner senior season. It's great for the game, it's great for the Big Ten, and it's great for Iowa. Luka Garza, my preseason National Player of the Year.